In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove nails without damaging the surrounding materials. As you can see, this is the nail I've extracted before and it's damaged the face side. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it without creating any damage whatsoever. So we've got our board here, and before we can remove a nail, we need to knock one in. So this is just a standard galvanized, I think they call these round wire nails. I'm just going to knock one of them in. You find these a lot in floorboards and in fencing. So we're just going to knock our nail into our piece of wood. One of the hardest things to do can be to remove this nail. Most nails are hit flush to the surface. It's going to be really hard to remove that nail without creating any damage. The best technique I've found for this, and I don't think there is a better way of causing minimal damage, is to actually send the nail straight through the way it came. Often people get a bit obsessed with pulling the nail out, using a claw hammer the way it went in. But what I like to do is an alternative method of the exact opposite, and that's send the nail right through. So you can buy these sets. It took me a while to find one, so we'll pop a list of these in the description. But these are actually punches. I think they're called parallel pin punches. So pick yourself up a set of those. And because they're varying sizes and because they have a straight bit at the end, you can actually use a punch that's just the right size. Well, actually you want it just a bit smaller than the head of the nail. And because it's long and thin here, it doesn't elongate the hole like some other pin punches. So get yourself a set of punches. And then what you want to do is knock this nail through. Now the easiest way to remove this nail once you've knocked it through is to not sink your nail all the way in. So we actually want to sink it down to that line and leave the head of the nail sticking out. This could be, for example, in a door casing, this could be a piece of finishing trim or some architrave, or this could even be a floor joist or a ceiling joist. So what you want to do is knock that pin in, and knock this nail in, up to there. So as you can see, we've only created enough damage that's the size of the nail head that went in. That's our nail head, and as you can see, we've just created no more extra damage. It's just the size of that nail head. Whereas if we try and claw the nail out from the top, we end up creating a load of problems on the face side of our trim or our woodwork, which is exactly what we don't want to do. Now we've got our pinhole there. I'll just circle that because there's a few in here. What we want to do now we've made that clear, is to separate our two pieces of wood. So I always like to go in with an old chisel or a flat knife, and having two implements like this is really useful as you can lever them against each other. You want to get as close to the fixing as possible. So I like to go in with a flat knife first to get started. Then I like to go in with an older chisel and just lift that up. Once you've expanded this gap here, you can always go in with your hammer or a bar and extract that. So now we've pulled the nail right through. We've created a bit of damage on the back, but we've created zero damage to the face, which is exactly what we want. Sometimes the nail will stay in this piece of wood, sometimes it'll stay in the wood behind. And then we've got a simple job now, because we've not punched it all the way in. Get our claw hammer on there and whip our nail out. So that is the best way I've found to remove a nail without damaging the surface. You want to punch it straight through and send the nail in the way it came. If your nail does end up staying in this piece of wood, simply, rather than knocking it back through with a hammer, if your nail has gone right through, simply get some pliers on there and pull it all the way out. So if you've learned something from this video, drop us a like. If you've got some better tips on how to remove nails without damaging the surface, let us know. Or if you've any tips on removing a nail, if you've any better tips on removing a nail without damaging the surrounding materials, let us know in the comments. And if you want to be updated with more helpful DIY videos, then please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.